Assalamu alaikum everyone, my name's Farah Halaby and I'm a professional Muslim life coach. And during these days of Dhul Hijjah, everyone knows that these are the blessed days, that these are the best days of the year, and how there are rewards and blessings in abundance that are on offer for us. It's ours for the taking. The good deeds that we do are increased in their rewards, and for those who really think about these days in that way, in the best days, there may be the rush or the need or a bit like the last 10 nights of Ramadan. We know that they are the best nights, or these are the best days, and the rewards on offer are multiple. So for those who think about that, there may be this rush to do as much as you can, and we celebrate Eid afterwards. But what if you are someone who isn't in a rush or isn't thinking about the rewards on offer? What if Eid is not inspiring in you the joy or the excitement, or that you're actually not looking forward to it? What if you are not feeling guilty, that you're not feeling guilty for not doing lots of ibadah during this time? Now, I know there's a lot of questions there, but I have worked with some amazing ladies, and a client came to me with an issue, with a problem, and she was not feeling enthused, not feeling motivated, not feeling inspired for Eid at all. She would go so far as to say that actually Eid depresses her, that she doesn't feel motivated to celebrate at all. And when we unpacked that, when we looked at what was going on for her, she said, I hate going to the masjid. I don't like it. I don't feel the sense of that joy, of the sense of occasion. I don't particularly like, what's going on there. I don't feel welcomed. I feel judged. I feel as if everyone is looking at me and they are judging my piety, my Muslimness, if you like. And I think to myself, I know what you're like. I've seen you. I know what you're doing, and on the day of Eid you're all there, and you're there with your scarves and hijabs, and I know what you're like in your everyday life, and I don't like it. And I don't like the hypocrisy. I don't like the falseness. I don't feel welcome, and I don't like all of the effort and the work that goes in, all of the stuff that I have to do, getting my house prepared, cleaning, cooking. I spend all day on my feet. I don't like it. I'm not looking forward to Eid. I get really depressed by it. Well, who wouldn't, if that's what you think about Eid? Because there was nothing about the connection with Allah. There was nothing about the sense of what Eid is about. Like, why we celebrate that day. What is the intention? What is the reasoning for it all? With that thinking of how tired you're going to be, how you feel judged, how you feel unwelcome, how you feel absolutely, you're on your feet all day, you're serving food to everyone, you've got to get your house all kind of, picture perfect, and then you spend all day serving everyone else, making sure that everyone else is okay, and then at the end you've got the massive clean up, and no wonder. Well, of course, thinking that way, it's not going to be inspiring, it's not going to be motivating, you're not going to be looking forward to exhaustion or tiredness or judgment or feeling as if, people are taking advantage. There's no sense of occasion in that, but that has been lumped in with Eid. And so now Eid becomes all of those assumptions, all of those beliefs, all of those thoughts. And the feeling towards that is sadness, exhaustion, depression, lack of motivation, complete lack of inspiration, and there is no connection with Allah there. And by helping her really understand how and what is going on for her, and separating her feelings, separating what is going on up here with Eid in and of itself, has been truly, truly remarkable, not just for her, but for her family, because she was on the run up this time last year, on the run up to Eid, on the run up to family events, actually, not just Eid, but any time that there was a gathering of people, she would hate it, because it didn't mean joy. Weddings didn't mean joy. Gatherings, family events, celebrations, graduations, births, things that were milestones within her family's lives, didn't inspire that joy, because she couldn't see the intention of which that day, what that day meant. All she could see was how tired she would be, how unappreciated she felt, how put upon she felt, how everyone seemed to be, having a good old time, and she was the only one that was running around like a Tasmanian devil, just running around and actually not partaking in that sense of occasion that she had combined, if you like, or she had compounded any kind of gathering to mean exhaustion, to mean frustration, to mean sadness, to mean just this sense of looking at people, and those very, very dear to her, those close to her, through a negative lens. All she could see was all of the challenges and problems, rather than the intentions of that day, the intentions of that sense of occasion, what the sense of occasion was. And especially with Eid, and she said, I just feel like I don't want to pray, I don't want to do lots of deeds, and I'm okay with it. I'm not bothered. I'm just done. And to see her go through the process that I take my clients through, the process of the science of the Nafs, of understanding who they are, how they work, and how their connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is their very life force, is the very key to their well-being. And it's not about being super duper Muslim. It's about knowing who you are, knowing how you are, knowing who you truly are, and understanding how you experience life. The feelings are fleeting. She doesn't feel the same level of unhappiness or demotivation or depression or anxiety or worry all the time. It fluctuates. If she's thinking about Eid from the lens of all of the problems and challenges that she faces, or that she sees that whole event as, then yeah, it's going to induce all of those feelings, because she has thinking that supports that. And she's not going to see the times that she was enjoying someone's company, or that she was able to to connect with those around her. She's just going to find all of the evidence to substantiate that belief that I'm done. I don't like it. I get depressed by it. I don't want to go to the masjid. I don't want to go, because she doesn't want to feel judged. But when we looked at how those feelings came about, and how when she saw, when she expected people to judge her, because no one ever said anything to her, but when she had that expectation that everyone's looking at her, everyone's judging her, she felt judged. She interpreted every glance, every salam to mean, I'm judging you. That they had all got together, they're all clubbing together in this corner, and they're all talking about her, and they're all making assumptions about her. And so how that affected her was that she stopped going. She didn't want to engage. And that had a knock-on effect with how she connected with Allah, because she had compounded Eid, Salah, worshipping Allah, all in with that sense of it it's just exhausting, it's just tiring. I'm not, everything that I do, no one says anything, no one helps, no one appreciates me. And she was just feeling very, very down about herself. But by working on how she views herself, how she views life, how she sees herself as a creation of Allah, as not just but not as a mirror of what she thinks other people think of her, or all of her perceived inadequacies of her in her role, in her professional role, of her as a mother, her as a wife, a homemaker, a community member. When we looked at her, who she truly is, and how the lens through which she sees her life, everything changed. And when we brought back the true connection and the true intention, the true why of it all, why do we do anything? Why specifically do we do anything during these days of Dhul Hijjah? Well, there's got to be an understanding of what it's all about, and then the ability for you to choose and decide how you earn those rewards. And it's not so much about doing more, because everyone's got very busy lives to live. It's not about doing more. It's about doing what you're doing with the intention of connecting with Allah. So that can be through anything. This afternoon, this morning, there was a downpour, and I sat there looking outside and thinking, oh, it's raining, so I can't put any clothes out on the line. I was thinking, okay, what can I do? And the sun broke out. It rained heavily for about an hour and a half, and then the sun broke out. SubhanAllah, as I was pegging close to my line, I was giving gratitude. Alhamdulillah, 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 for the weather, for the clothes, for the children that wear the clothes, for the line that I have to peg my clothes out, for the home where my garden is, where I can peg my clothes out. Everything that I was doing ordinarily, I made it the most intentional act of ibadah by giving gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But when we get overwhelmed with everything that we think we should be doing, and we get very much in our heads, we build up a false narrative, and this is what she had done, the false narrative of what Eid meant, of what her experience meant, and everything was clumped together. But by helping her clarify and see clearly what is going on for her, and helping her move forward in a way that she is empowering herself, she's understanding where those feelings are coming from. She was feeling very down in the dumps. She was feeling very unappreciated. She was feeling very, very judged. She was feeling very misunderstood. And they were the feelings of inadequacy within her. When we worked on them, subhanAllah, when her feelings about herself changed, the way in which she viewed herself changed, the way in which she viewed the world changed. But when we changed her thinking about Allah, that's when the true transformation happened. If you resonate with that, if you are thinking that everyone else seems to be, on this Dhul Hijjah high, that they're trying desperately to do lots and lots of good deeds, and you're thinking, I'm just not doing it, but you've kind of committed yourself or kind of put yourself in that, or you're thinking, well, it's just, can't do it. What can you do? Can't do it. Or, it's just not for me, or I've got so much going on, or whatever it is that you think that you're not doing, or could be doing, or shouldn't be doing, or if you've got a lot of if, buts and maybes, and it is getting in the way. Actually, I'm going to ask you, is what you're doing just what you do on an ordinary day? How can you turn what you do into an act of connecting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? How can you do the various main things that you do how can you turn it into a connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Because these days are the best days where our good deeds are rewarded, they're multiplied, the rewards are multiplied. If you're doing good already, like if you're just doing the normal things, you're doing, good deeds, you're doing your salah, you're being kind, you are give to charity, you are respectful of your of your elders. You are showing up in your various roles from a place of integrity and honesty. Doing those things intentionally, with the intention of earning the rewards of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You can turn anything into an act of ibadah. But I'm going off track a little bit because I want to come back to this lady who was not feeling it. And those words, not feeling it, didn't mean that Eid is, and when I say neutral, I mean Eid is Eid. It's not a depressing day. It's not a day of rushing around. It's not a day of, it can mean that you are rushing around, and it can mean that you have some quite, low thinking and low thoughts about it. But Eid itself is not. It's how you perceive it. And her perception was through the lens of unappreciation, feeling judged, feeling exhausted, feeling like, she's being put upon. She's her time, her resources, her efforts, her money is being abused. That's how she felt. And so Eid became synonymous with everything that was going wrong in her life. Big gatherings became synonymous with everything that was going wrong, everything that she couldn't stand. And so she wanted to run as far away from it as possible. SubhanAllah, Eid has now changed for her completely because her thinking has changed, her perception has changed, her beliefs about herself, her connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has massively changed. So Eid is now a day of recognition, a day of giving thanks and gratitude, a day of being with the people around her in a way that connects her to Allah, in a way that she feels that she's connecting with Allah. And when she does have those thoughts that pop into her head, people are judging me, she returns back to how can she connect with Allah in that moment. And when we focus on what we want to feel, on what we want to do, and where we want to be, a side symptom of that, a side effect is that we don't focus. We're not focusing on, where we don't want to focus on. We're not focusing on what other people think. We're consuming ourselves with what we think, thoughts that serve us, empowering thoughts that motivate us, thoughts that keep us looking in the direction that we want to be going in. If you have felt like that and you don't want to feel like that anymore, and you want some help, some real help to get you back on track, to help you ditch that emotional baggage, ditch that heavy burden that you carry, especially around times when everyone seems to be so joyous and you don't feel part of it at all. And especially during these 10 days, especially during now, where the work that you can do on yourself to optimize and to better, if you like, yourself, that is an absolute act of ibadah. Because if you're optimizing you to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala better, to connect with him, to be in the service, in the life of serving him, to live your life on purpose with the purpose of what we're here for, then I can help. I will help you. I will take you through the process of the science of the Nafs to help you understand. And it all comes from the Quran and the Sunnah. It's the Quranic psychology. It all comes from the Quran and the Sunnah, and helping you re-establish, or not even re-establish, but uncover that connection that you already have, to empower it, to deepen it, to strengthen it in a way that makes sense to you, in a way that is energizing you, doesn't deplete you, in a way that motivates and inspires you, doesn't drag you down, doesn't wear you down, so that you can not only have the best days of the year, but the best days of your life, because your life is a series of days. Life doesn't end after Dhul Hijjah. Life doesn't end after Ramadan. Your life is yours every single day. And the relationship that you have with yourself, the relationship that you have with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that's the longest lasting relationship you will ever have. More so than with your parents, your kids, your husband, your colleagues, your community, your best mate. You have to live with yourself 24 hours a day. You may as well live with someone who you quite like, who you quite find inspiring, who you Love who you appreciate, who you find amazing, because that's what you're going to have to give to everyone else. If you don't believe it first, it's going to be a bit difficult for others to believe, isn't it? If you'd like to know how, then you can DM me or email connect@farahalibi.com to book in a consultation where we can discuss how we can move forward so that you can create the life that you want, to live a life that you love. And especially during these days of Dhul Hijjah, what better time than to start than the best days of the year, so that you can have the best year and the best life. The best year of your life, the best days of your life, the best life. Live your life. As always, I pray that you are safe, well, happy and healthy. And inshallah, I look forward to connecting with you very soon. As you know, my name's Farah Halabi. And for now, I pray that you take care of yourself. So, Assalamu alaikum.